we're back. Boys, back. You're back. Okay, so the good news is that I managed to compile. This, and I also tested it is actually loading properly the triggers. So now if I debug it and I check the variable we were not seeing properly before, now it is actually correct. So we get the AdWords, the triggers, the things properly, and so we get also our Enkidukai trigger, right? We get our Enkidukai trigger. So I didn't do the final test because I wanted to do it with you on stream, so we get some good stuff going on. And yeah, let's do it now. So the point where we get the response, is, where is it? Is here inside the player controller. Inside player controller, we get in the talk here we get NPC response. That's it. There is the place where we get our response. I think we should do this. We should just launch it and see if it works, because I have good hopes that now it's working. So let's just launch the server this way on Visual Studio, and let's launch the client outside Visual Studio, and let's see what happens. Hello guys. Hello Tua and Soup. Streaming day number 9. You see here, I don't know if you want to see it, but if you want to see it, you see phrases. Phrases is 92 elements. You remember it was always 80. Now it's 92 elements. Whenever I go through another one, now it's 93. Right? Now it's 97. Now it's 98. So, and it actually properly contains all our, right? All our thing is. And if I go to the Enkidukai one, yeah, it is, and then I check phrases and I check the last, you see now there is Enkidukai here, so it's properly populated. So I think we remove this breakpoint, just run with the client, connect to the server, yeah, and connect with our character and see. We're going in. We're going in. You got me here. So now the point is, if I click on the talk icon, I will reach the response. Yeah, no, I don't because there is the distance. We have just to skip the distance check. You remember that we had this distance check we didn't fix yet? So there is something that we have to sort out first. So let me put a breakpoint here before this, and we just keep the distance. Okay. So I click on this. I skip the distance. Then I go into this. Let's see if it crashes. Aha. Didn't crash. Let's see what is our response. Our response is empty. Ah. Okay. Let's do it again, and let's see why. Trigger is correct, me is correct, so let's go in, respond. Okay, now current player equal me. So this is the text which is in Kidoka. Here is cleaning the punctuation. I don't know what it's doing. We just check that our text is still valid, right? Here we check the pronouns. So our text is still valid. Here we filter the known terms. Replace counter known term against standard term. Okay. We should basically do nothing. Okay, we are still good. Then we check if the length is 0. No, it's not 0. Then we go here. So we check for trigger groups. Substitute master trigger if this is child trigger in a group. This one I think we skip. Quest ID is checking if the quest, yes, if there is a quest. Okay. If there is no hint or the quest hint here, then nothing without a hint, we're going to find response. So I think this is the place where actually we are doing the wall piece. So I think we can place maybe another breakpoint here for the next cycle. But this is the point, right, where we do stuff. So let's go inside of this, and first of all we want to see if copy and trigger are the right ones. Okay, so we go inside of this, get string, return string. I think this is fine. We go inside of this. Okay, our trigger is in Kidokai, our text is in Kidokai, our quest is -1, so I think it's pretty cool. Now let me see what we are doing. We are checking if the client is valid. That is probably the problem, right? We don't have a client at the moment because we don't use this anymore. We have to change this line. This line is not good. Yes, because now it will skip it. Yes, you see. Now we'll skip it. So we have to change this piece of code because this one is not good. You're still using current client, and this current client is not what we want, right? So we just stop it and we fix that piece before going on. What should we check? So we have find response. Maybe we can check if the character is valid. Actually, I don't know, because where are we using this again? We are using it in another printout. We are using this here. Because we need the last response. That's why. We need the last response, okay? So that's why. So I remember that we have set the last response the last time, right? We did a set last response somewhere. Where is it? I remember there was a set last response, right? That we set. Here it is. Here it is, and we set it on current player, right? On the APS. So current player is valid, so we can use current player, I think, and instead of current client, right? I think that we may be ready to actually remove current client completely from this thing, because I have the feeling that the more we wait, you know, and the worse it is. So here I think we can say if current client and current client, if current player equal null, then we exit. and then down here we say current client, or if current client is valid, we get current player get last response, right? Get last response should be here, I think. Get last response, right? Yeah, it's here, so we can use it. Now current client is used also here. We should always go for current player. Current player gets last response equal to -1. Then we have another find response, which is still asking for the current client. I think we should change this function. Find response, where is the other one? Maybe it's before this. Where is the other find response? Let me check. There are two find responses, one with a client, another not. It's inside dictionary though. It's inside dictionary. Okay, good. So here we have this. Let's go to this. Client we should remove. I think we should remove completely. Or we can pass in our character. Yeah, let's pass in our character, okay? Our current player. I think is a good idea because this NPC dialog deck, I don't think he has any reference to the original character. So we need to have our character here to actually, let me just check, but I think no, we don't. So okay, let's pass in the APS character, okay, and we call it, I mean we can leave it client, but the client is not a great name. I call it player, right? Maybe we can call it player. So we have NPC and player, and they are different enough, so we don't get confused, right? Okay, so we change also the dictionary.h. We change also the signature in the h file. We have to change the signature, so here will be exactly like this. So will be APS character player. APS character player. I think there were two actually. Oh my god, I have my, really? I have this without, I cannot believe it. I have tabs as tabs? No, I cannot have tabs as tabs. Do I really have it? Environment, text editor, general, C++, C++, tabs, keep tabs? Oh my god. Okay, so we want to have insert spaces instead of keep tabs. I don't know why I have this really. Okay, then there was another one, I think, right? There was another find response. One with the ID and one with it, yeah, but this one is the one that we want to change, so it's fine. Player character. Now here, the client will not be anymore valid, so we have to say player. Whenever we see client, we have to change it. Client has available responses, so also here we should put player, and so this one should also be changed then, which is has available responses. This has available responses must be changed. I don't know, IntelliSense is too slow. I'm just doing it manually. I think it's quicker. So we do APS character player. We change it here. iClient. I don't know why it's called iClient, but we don't care. We change it here, and we change it inside as available responses. Change it here as well. All this changing unfortunately has to be done because the model of client and gem are different, you know, in Unreal compared to Crystal Space. So we have to do this thing. These are very small changes if you think about it. I mean, it's not that we are changing, you know, dramatically the code. We are just changing it a bit. So I think it's pretty cool. Now everything that is client we have to change again, and we should just say player. Instead of incline get character data, we just have to have player get response prerequisite. Yes, yes, like this. Everything with is, you see, we were actually using it just to get the player. So I think it's pretty good. It is okay, it is okay, it is okay, it is okay, and this is finished. Okay, nice, nice. Okay, let's try to just compile just to see where we have the errors, because it's quicker than just looking at the code. Stop the client so it doesn't mess up. Let's go. Let's go. There are a few events today, right? In PlanShift. Calendar, PlanShift calendar. There are a few events today. There are actually 3 events. One was 2 hours ago, which is the IDLA weekly market. Then there is the dev Q&A, oh fuck, which is now. No, which is in 1 hour from now. Should we do the dev Q&A live? Yes, I think we can. We will do it live, okay? I will launch it. Can I launch it from this PC? I have to check if I can launch it from this PC, but yes, I can. Obviously, I can. Yeah. We can do the dev Q&A live. I think it's fine. In 42 minutes. Yeah, let's do it live. I will let you continue programming, actually, but cannot convert client to APS character. Okay, you see, we still have a few pieces in the code where current client, all this current client, I think we should, well, let's do something. Let's really remove this current client, okay? Maybe a bit painful to do, but I think we have to do it. Otherwise, we will continue to run around it. So let's go to PS and NPCDialog.h. Let's search for current client. Let's remove it. Right? Let's remove it. And at this point, we only leave current player. At this point, a lot of the code will be upset, not be very happy. But I think it's a better thing to do instead of keeping this forever, right? Self. This self is the one that is current client. We can say current player, current client, current player, current client, or current client get data. Is current player, current client is current player, current client is current player, current client is current player, and that's it. Okay. Okay, let's just compile, which is probably quicker. Yeah, we have the meeting in game in about 40 minutes. We can. Yeah. Hello, whoever joined. I see you joined. Welcome. Let me check meanwhile it compiles if there is anything happening. No, I'm trying to install a new server, but I'm having some trouble in running the old PlanShift on a new Ubuntu installation, and it is a problem. There is a problem. I think we are approaching quickly the point where we need to do some big changes to actually be able to compile the old PlanShift in new releases. Okay, current client. There is another current client here, so we can say current player. There are a few others here and here. There is another one here. There is another one. What is this get target object? I have no idea. I hope it exists. And then there are some current client. Well, this one will not compile, obviously. Find XML response. If not client, then yeah, this one we have to change again. We can change it to APS character player. Right? Player. Let's just call it player. I think it's simpler. I mean, player is pretty evident what it is. So we will do if not player, current player equal null. Otherwise, current player equal to player. And this is kind of an initialization. Find XML response. Find XML response. So we should do the same here. This would be APS character player. Okay, if I go too quick, you can ask any question you want, but basically at the moment what we are doing, we are just trying to get rid of this freaking old code of that was pointing to the client. You can ask any question you want if you want to chat. Okay, recompiling. It is the only window I cannot make bigger, the one at the bottom here. I don't know why, but I cannot change the font. So, okay. Okay, there is this get target object. Get target object is the object that we have targeted, we have selected, say. So if a player has an NPC selected, this will be the selection, right? Do we have in this code? I don't think we have. I don't think we have the selected item. This may be a problem. Why needs it, by the way? Let's just check why it needs. Get assigned quest is on the quest part. Okay. It's on the quest part because this one is taking. It's taking the NPC. And you know what? For now, we can put it null. Because anyway, this code is wrong. I mean, this coding with gem object is wrong anyway. So my suggestion will be to do something like this. We just comment it, we put a null, and we say you fix me need to pass in the targeted NPC, right? I think we can do this so that we can move on with our test. I don't want to do the quest piece now. The quest piece will be the next work that we do, but in the current work we only want to get a freaking answer back. Hello, whoever joined, welcome to the stream. So it succeeded, it actually compiled, which is nice. So let's see what happens now if we launch it. Okay, so let's launch the server again. I will launch it inside Visual Studio, and I will launch the client outside as usual. Okay, and let's see if we get anything good back in our response. I should already have the breakpoint, I think. Do I have it? Yes, I have it here, which is under response, And also I think I have another one before this. Yes, this one anyway is the good one. This one is the good one. So we log in. And yeah, and I think anyway we can test the majority of the system just in this plaza. I mean, I don't think we will have to add, say, new graphics or new stuff to test the basic functions of the game. We can put here some monsters to fight and things like this, and we can test basically everything in this area, and then expanding to other areas would be super easy. Okay, we reach our breakpoint. If you remember, we just have to skip the distance because this check doesn't work yet. We go into our response, which is fine. Here we go into our response. We go inside of this. Let's see what we get. We go. Okay, current player. Okay, so now, before we were failing here, we were failing here because the current client was empty. Now we don't have current client anymore. We have the actual, you see, now we went through. We are checking the knowledge areas. We are checking the knowledge areas of this NPC. You see, this NPC has 3 knowledge areas: male Enki, general, and male Enki again. I don't know why he has 2 male Enki actually. I have no idea. This we may double check, but for now it's okay. We check the area. We print out this, which is basically the fact that we are checking. Say, if you go on the server side, you say check in male Enki for trigger and Kidokai, last response ID -1 and quest ID -1. So it does exactly what he was doing in the old plan shift. If response, oh, we got it already. You see? And Kidokai are a feline race. Meow. You see? We got it already. So actually it worked. So at least server side we get the proper response based on the question that we asked to the based on the question that we asked. So it's pretty cool. We got it. Now if response is, it prints this message on the server saying that they found a specific response. Now here there is some error. Why? Because this one is not, doesn't have the pointer. That is the problem, but it's fine. It's printing it out, then it's going here, response trigger text equal to trigger, update antecedents, and let's go. Nice. So we return our response, which is actually what we want. We finally got our response, and now we should get it on the client, right? But I think let's see what else it does here. So try each word in reverse order of the trigger itself before giving up, in case there is no response. But actually we have a response, so we say response found. If there is no play, if the player died meanwhile or disconnected meanwhile, we are just gonna exit. But if not, we are saying, okay, this is your last response. I set the response. I print this out. Okay, there is this quest thing that we just removed, but it's fine, but it doesn't crash. I return my response, and we are fine, right? Pretty cool. Now, what we should do with this response now? Should we move it as a string to the client, or should we? Wait a second. Let me just. What? Okay. Yes. So what do we need on this response? What do we need? In theory, we need only the text. I mean, we only need the response itself, you know, which is this text. There may be more, like there may be scripts or something. Quest is empty. Script is actually well, script is actually exist. Is a say message. So basically, say public. Yeah, because actually you see here again we are executing scripts. So it will be like if the NPC is saying slash say and then whatever he has to say, right? Slash say. So this is what the response built. So that we could in theory return this. You see, executing the script, showing the menu in case it was yes, and then doing all this. For now, I think we should just do what is function is returning nothing. I think we should just go into result. Let's just go into result, and let's take this as our result, okay? Which I think is fine for now. So we will do result equal to resp dot response or whatever it is. Can you do it? Response. Okay, and this response is actually what is this response? Which object is this? Response. No, sorry, we should do resp response. What object is this? Is an f string, right? Or not? It says f string of 5. Why f string of 5? Because we may have multiple responses that we then randomize. It's possible. I don't remember why there is an array and not just a string. Right? I have no idea. Let me check for a second the old code and see what it was doing. What it was doing at this point. NPCDialog respond. No, don't like it. Okay, so it was returning whatever response. Then okay, we said that we are going to execute the script. That's fine. We're going to show the menu. That's fine. So inside show menu, I think is actually getting the one of the responses, right? Because we have here. Wait a second. Response menu show menu. Response menu show menu. Okay. Response menu show menu. So what is my response now? Triggers, prerequisites. Who cares about this? Quest triggers, menu, add response. I just do this. So he has the full response. Temp heading, if not, check to see if it's setting a quest heading. Menu text trigger. I'm just trying to understand if then it takes like response of 1, like the first element, or if it's doing something else like randomizing. If it's a quest, if it's not a quest. Add response, menu, add response, build message. Actually, it's sending a message with the menu inside of it, with the Let me check this. Menu build message. Is creating an XML, which is our dialog menu with different options. Is cycling through all the responses. And then is because those could be choices. Okay. So in case you are in a quest and the responses are all possible choices, you get. Yeah, I think in the quest just work differently, it's just a different type of code. But for now, if it's not this, I think we can just get the first one. And that's it. Okay, for now, and then we will change it later. So for now, There is another EU fix me for sure. EU fix me, we are getting just the first response for now. We will have to change this when we work on quest code. Okay, for now let's just do this, which is not the best, but I think it's okay. Okay, so we get the first response. Now after we get the first response, this function just returns. I can remove this because we have our result here. In case all of this fails, we can return just a generic. In case this fails, we can just return something like I have nothing to say. Okay, and that's it. For now, let's just do this. Okay, I have nothing to say. Okay, so we save, we stop everything, we compile. Now, one thing we can do, assuming that it works, we can go on the client side, and we can decide how to display the response. And maybe we could also do a small dialogue when I enter my text and I just get the response back. Okay, so let's do this now, so at least we do some graphical stuff. Let's launch the editor and let's do some of this. Hello, Zway. I don't know how to call you, but your name is so hard to read. Is Zway okay? Zway? Zway? Zwaytolo? I don't know. Okay, at this point, what I want to do, I want to change the interact window. So whenever you press the speak icon, what if we have, I don't know if you want to have another window, or if you want just for fun for a second, just put it in the same window. We can have like next to this thing here, we can have just text, right? We can have a text box where we can type some stuff. I mean, I know it will look a bit weird in game, but it's just to, just to go step by step and have a small satisfaction from what we did. So let's do this. So in here I have a text box. So here I will have the answer from the NPC, right? And here I will have the text that I have to type in. So this will be edit box say, edit say, and this will be txt response, right? Txt response. Then whenever we click on this icon, it will take the text that we have here and it will send it to the lady. She will answer and we will see the result in this box. Okay, this is the plan. So let me just, so this one is named properly already, this one is named properly already. We just need to make both variables, otherwise if those are not variables I don't see them in the editor. Okay, so you have to click here on is variable if you want to see them, and then we go to the graphs, and exactly here when we push the talk button, let's improve a bit this because it's a bit messy as it is. We can remove these two thingies which are not needed. We can say up to here that this piece what is this piece? This piece is just the let's give it some space. Okay, this piece here is basically getting the target. Okay, so get the target NPC. That is what we do here. Maybe we can also make it a bit more compact. No. It's not easy to make it look good because it's a bit messy this part. But okay, then I have two things. I have my interact and my talk interact. Okay, so so we want to change the text. The text, we don't want this to be the text. So what we want to get the text from the edit say. So we do get edit say, and here we do something like get text, and it is basically getting the text that is inside this box, right? And then we just return this into this text. Yes, it is a text. It's to convert to F string. It's perfectly fine with me. No issues. It's a bit annoying. You cannot put it on the same line. Fuck it. We will put it here. Okay. So we send the text that we type in the UI, right? And we want to get the result back, right? How do we do it? I don't remember. How do we do it? Let me check. So we get the text, we send the text as a trigger. Okay, we have our result here. Here we have our result, received talk interaction. This one is actually sent back from client to server, so obviously those two have to be connected. Here we are. So in this part at the top, we are on the server side. When we come back, here we are on the client side. Okay, so basically we got our answer back, and yes, here we got our answer back. Hello, whoever joined, welcome. So now we are yes, we are on the client side. At this point, I'm just printing the string, but I don't want to print the string, right? What I want to do, I want to send it back to that widget. So one trick to do the widget is to send it back to the widget is to store it into a variable and then call a function or call something on it. So we should know when we create this widget, the interaction widget. I don't remember when we created actually. We created when we go close to the NPC, right? Yes, when we go close to the NPC, these things get created. So should be inside my player controller. Let me just check where it is. In my player controller, there should be a proximity. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. Create should be create pop-up widget. No, it's not this one. Where is this? Where is this? If you have an idea, tell me. Huh? Where is this? This is basically inside the character. Should be inside the player controller though, because in player controller is where we have character detail, description, interact. Okay. Temporary printout. Who cares? I don't remember where I put it, boys. Don't remember where I put it. Basically, proximity. Maybe it's in the character blueprint. Yes, it's here. I think it could be here. So there should be one event That is called like proximity, right? No, sorry, it's begin overlap. I remember now. It's begin overlap. When the two things are overlapping, we are doing the whole thing. Get best interaction. There is another one. Add interaction. Interact. Should update. Update. So I'm just searching through all the screens to see if I find it easy, but it seems not. Overlap. If I search overlap everywhere, there it is. On component begin overlap. There it is. Trigger overlap. So we are inside a PS character blueprint, and we are temporary printout. Here we have an overlap on component begin overlap. We cast it to PS character. We add the interaction. I think it's inside of this. Add interaction, no? Add unique, cast, add interaction. Why I cannot find it? Anyways, a create widget is a create widget. Create widget, please search create widget. No, doesn't, cannot. Why not? I'm searching a create widget script, but searching it here without I mean searching it by scrolling all this stuff is so hard. So I want to. It's called create widget, right? It's called, how is it called? Create widget. Yeah, it's called create widget. So if I have a construct, let me just place one here and see how do I search it. If I want to search this thing, creation rates widget. If I search only for widget, maybe. There it is. Okay, so I think I have to search only for widget, but I want to search widget in the wall thingy. How do I search it in the wall thingy? I want to search it in the full scope, you know? Do I have to go to the event graph? Maybe I have to go here, huh? Widget. Doesn't search it. Fuck it. Any ideas? Whoever joined, welcome. Whoever joined, welcome, my friend. Trying to find this widget thingy where we created the. Okay. Create widget. So if I go to the event graph, seems that it works better when I. So there is one create widget here, which is the create character description. Okay, that's fine. We have another here, which is the pop-up, but it's none of the two. I mean, these are not the two that I want. Let's go into the event graph of character controller. Okay, widget. There is empty, so there is nothing here. There is nothing here. Oh my god, I cannot find it. Cannot find it, my friends. Overlap. Let's start again from the overlap. Okay. So we said that when I do on component begin overlap, everything starts. I do this. I add a new interaction, so I basically execute this piece. Then here there is just prints, right? So it cannot be this. I add a new interaction. I do get player controller, blah blah blah, exclude the player for interactable entities, and then I add this to my interaction list. Okay, fine. Then when I have my interaction list, I check if I should update it. If yes, I go through I cycle my interaction list, and I update my interactions. I get the best interaction. I think it's inside of one of these two things, by the way. No? Strange. I have the selection of the best interaction objects. I set it. I set the best interaction. I toggle visibility. Is this one? Ah, interact UI. Oh, I did it differently. There it is. There it is. There it is. Interact UI. Interact UI. Target interact UI. The only problem is that this is getting created already. But we have already a variable on it. In our selected interaction object, we have an interact UI. Okay, so we can use this one. We can use this one. I think we are good. We are good. We should remember interact UI as the element we should call. So going back to our PlaneShift player controller, when we receive the interaction, the talkie interaction here, we should get the selected character, and to get the selected character I have first to go through oh no, it's opening the Visual Studio. If I click on a C++ function, it's actually launching Visual Studio, which is okay, but I didn't want it now. Cancel, close it. Didn't want this now. So when we receive this talk interaction, I just want to take my my target, I think I just want to get a player character. Actually, I think I want to do something like this. I think I want to do something like this. It's a bit of a mess. Why we don't make this a function that just gets the selected interaction from the character? I think it's probably better, right? Because all of this, I think we should do in our player controller. There should be a function that does exactly that, because otherwise it's become a mess. So let's do this. Let's just put this thing, and then let's say make function. There is a thing that collapse to function, right? So this new function, we call it get selected interaction. Get selected interaction, and this one contains, yes, this, and this, and this one returns character blueprint, which is the selected interaction. That point I think is fine. Sorry, I'm lost. Why I'm lost? Player controller, get selected interaction. I want to go to the event graph. I want to go here. I want to add a new output. It's only the output that we need, which we will call selected interaction, and then this one should be a PS character blueprint, right? Yes, should be a PS character blueprint. And this one, if I compile and save now, I should get yes, the return node, which now has this get selected interaction. We just connect here, and we are good. Okay, so we are returning the selected interaction. So we can call this piece of code all the time we want. It just gets the current player, and from the current player gets whatever is selected at the moment. Okay, so the NPC that it is selected, basically. This is what we want to do. Okay, now what time is it? 21:55. We have the in-game event. I think we should participate. It's 5 minutes. We still have 5 minutes. So now what? Now we have this one, get selected interaction. So if we go back to our event graph, exactly, this one is the one I want to use, right? And this one I want to use it in my talk interaction, which is here. So it's a bit cleaner, you see, with the function is a bit cleaner. So I go here, and I go here, and I go here. So we get our interaction. Now with our selected interaction, we should do the interact UI, get interact UI, right? And there is the pop-up. There is the pop-up that we have where we select the talk button, and also where we have our controls. So now here what we can do, we can say get what it was, txt something. No, txt, it was called text. Oh, no, must be there. It was called txt response, right? Yes, txt response. So we should get the. No, it's not working. Why is it not working? Why is our interact UI? So it must be working. Our interact UI as txt response as a variable which is visible, and txt response. Why not? I'm confused. Widget component object reference. Oh, because this one is actually not an interact UI reference. It's a generic one. Why we did this, by the way? Why we did the fact that this is just a generic widget? Variables. Interact UI. Widget component. I don't know, because it's generic, but it's just a widget component. I think we can cast it. I think we can just cast it. Who cares? I mean, we know is that one that we want. So I can just, let me see if I can cast to interact UI, and then this one should go here, right? Okay. I mean, you wanted this step. So so now finally we have our interact UI, our target. Let me put this maybe here, this maybe here. I don't know where to place this to make it look nice, but okay, like this. And then what I was doing, yes, when we have our txt response, we want to set the text of this thing, right? Set text. Come on, you can do it. No. Label, maybe it's called label. No, I want to change. I want to set the text of this thing, not the texture, the text of a widget. This one. Yes. Why was not giving it to me? Maybe because it's a label. So being a label is not a typical thing that you do every day, setting the text. Which is the result. So this result should go here. You obviously need a bit of a translation, but it's fine. It's fine. It needs a bit of a translation because it has to change from string to text. It's okay. And then we connect this one to this one. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of messy, but okay. I think it's cool. Oh no, it doesn't work. Why? Warning: Interact UI does not inherit from widget component. Holy shit! It is a problem. It is a huge problem. Okay, we have the meeting in game, so I think we can go there, and we can go there now. I just have to find my client on this PC. But then I think we can go there. Yes. I can stay on stream. Who cares? There's nothing secret. There's nothing secret. Oop. There he is. Hey Tua, do you want to join in game in the developers meeting? Hello Riccardo, welcome. I don't know if someone is there already. Is any of the people that I know I can teleport to? No. Be only me. I think I was just outside. Where I am? Let me check where I am. No, I'm not in the right place where I want to be. We can go by feet, or we can just teleport me. Just teleport here. Assuming I'm not stuck. Just go first person. I just go here. All these things in the middle. Just go by feet, okay? Assuming this thing is open. Lock. Can I make it bigger? No, I cannot. There are not too many people. I think I can just end it quickly and continue to develop. Set me invisible off. So I will be visible now. Everyone can see me. I can wave with my drums, my hands. And yeah. Okay, let's see if any of other developers is available for the meeting. Maybe Morgan could join. I don't see Venalan connected. I don't see other people. youtube.com/user/planechef official/live. Okay. In case they want to see this, so let's just wait a few minutes. I think the meeting started. It's only me. There are no other developers, unfortunately. my voice as well. Welcome to JOs. Okay. Yes, we are doing some live streaming of the Unreal Engine developments. Okay. Maybe I can answer your question just by voice. That would be much easier than typing. Well, I don't know. Typing is cool anyway. I don't have an issue with that. But I have an issue with this thing that we are trying to do, because actually this interact UI is only a component. It's not good. I don't even know where I'm using this. If I'm using this anywhere. Yeah, I'm using it in few places. We do toggle visibility, but I don't know, from this thing to get a UI. I mean, it should be possible to get a UI from it, but it should be possible to get a UI from it. This cast doesn't work, so we have to see what we can get, because we can get some stuff from this thing, but I'm not sure exactly what we can get. Like, can we get a widget out of it? No. Okay, we have to do it later. I cannot do it now. Mordan joined. Hello, Mordan. Yeah, there are not many players playing Plane Shift these days, so it's pretty normal that we don't get too many people. I mean, I'm not expecting many people here, so it's fine. Build this. Boom. And we have a horse in the room. Boom, Marino. Yes, we are more than. We are live on YouTube. I mean, why not? Why not? We have our. The only problem is that the screen is a bit small. So, but anyway, I mean because I run it, I don't know, like 1280, probably. But yeah. Yes, we are. We are live on YouTube. So we can run the meeting like this. Okay, we can start. Okay, we can start the meeting. Here we are live as well, and then we can say welcome my friends. I lost my shortcuts. I don't have the shortcuts here. Okay, good, no problem. Welcome to the Meet the Devs meeting. It's an OC meeting, OC event. You can just ask any questions about the game or the developments, or give suggestions and comments. Cannot type. Right? So if you have any question, you can just walk to the stand. If there are no questions, I can just give you a bit of an update of what we are doing. Right? I can just give you an update of what we are doing, and Yeah, what we achieved in the last few weeks. Consider there are about 20 something player online now, so I mean, not really much, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, there are no questions at the moment, so I think we can give a bit of a description of what we are doing, right? A bit of description of what we are doing. So, so in the last, let's say, in the last few weeks, the last 2 weeks actually, in the last 2 weeks, I worked quite a bit on Unreal Engine. If you go to the calendar, you will see all the events of the live streams, right? Of the live streams, about 9 days. There is the 9th. This one is the 9th. 4 to 8 hours a day, depending on the day. All videos are recorded on YouTube. Yeah, if you're not a programmer, I mean, those videos maybe are a bit boring, so I think there is not really something cool to look at. Maybe you can just skim through it. You can just look at the beginning, the middle, and the end, just to see roughly what I was doing and what we are doing. But I can summarize it in this meeting, so I'm not expecting you to look at those. I can give a summary. In the meeting. Okay, in this meeting. Okay, so what we did, well, we did a lot, I think, right? We did a lot. Let me go. The best thing to know what we did in the last weeks is actually to go to the SVN and do just a check on our log. And if you are looking at the stream, it's a bit small, maybe you cannot see it, but let's say we really have in February quite a number of check-ins. So the first thing that we did is really the interaction with the NPC. So the first thing we did was to implement the interaction with NPCs. In the test server we have for Unreal Engine, we have already using a PS database, right? So we're using data that is coming from the standard PS database. Yeah, we have some other commentaries. We will have I think speech in Unreal Engine very easy. I mean voice chat will be very easy. So PS database. So we load the NPCs from the database already. There is one test Dermorian female loading into the plaza. Right? So we created an interaction menu which pops up when you get close to her, right? And if you join the YouTube later, you may see it live, right? Hello, who are you? I don't know who's this guy. Hello. Troax. Yeah. So we created this menu, which is an interaction menu. So the interaction menu at the moment allows to look at the NPC and brings back a description. using the same data we have in the PS database, right? So basically we're already reading the right data in the database, we're already bringing back this into a UI. Now the UI is very bad, yes, we improved, but at the moment I'm not caring about the UI, right? I'm caring more about the final results. The user interface for now is very basic, but we care more about the algorithm, the logic for now. Who joined? Rikia. So yes, then in the last few days I've added also talk interaction. You can trigger the talk, you can click on talk and send a message NPC like hi, and just today we got our first answer back. So we got our first answer back, let's say, using all the dialogues, using all the logic, you know, all the logic that is in our current natural language parsing. All the dialogue and natural language parsing used in PS. So most of the dialogue classes, dialogue part is ported to Unreal Engine. Okay, I think it's safe to say that the majority of the dialogue is ported to Unreal Engine, in the sense that some of the logic, obviously the big piece that is missing at the moment are really the quests. Yes, so the quest, the big piece missing in that domain are the quests, options. What I mean the UI, no? Meaning the UI where you select options in the quest, right? So that's the thing that is missing. The quest part, I think, is pretty complex. I'm again suspecting that we can reuse the majority of the code. I'm not expecting a lot of redo there. The thing that we have to change the most is the UI, as usual, right? So it's always the UI. The UI has to be redone completely, but the good part is that when we redo the UI, we get all the benefit that we get from Unreal Engine. So the user interface will have to be redone, but we will get good benefits in the remake as we use Unreal Engine, right? So that's the point. Now what I can do, the PlaneShift UI, as you can see, is actually still pretty good. You know, you really have a lot of function. Look at this, for example, at this one which is for shortcuts. Right? The one for shortcuts is really insane. I mean, you can scroll the shortcuts, you can reassign them, you can change them, you can associate even icons. So if you right click on a shortcut, this thing pops up where you can edit and change the icon. You can do a lot of stuff. So it's yeah, you see all the icons here. So actually we did a lot of work on the UI. So the UI would be a bit of a mess to actually port. So the next steps are to finish the talk interaction, and allow players to speak with NPCs freely, same as we have in current PS. Then I think we can go to quest. I don't know if quest will be actually the next, but We will decide it together, but I think so. I think that would be pretty cool to have quests, so it would start to be a game, you know. So if you have quests, it's kind of a game, right? So then I think we will go to port the quest functionalities. So maybe when we arrive to that point, we could even open a test server and having people connect to the test server just to test it out, you know, just for fun. The problem is that if you open the test server, we also have to produce the executable. I mean, we have to produce the client, you know, and distribute it for Linux, Mac, and Windows, which is not, I mean, which is additional work. I don't know if we want to do this work now, but let's say that so it's important to remember that everything else is missing, okay? So it's important to remember that everything else is still missing. So there is no combat, no crafting, no spells, right? So everything else is missing. So it's not a game yet. So it's not a porting yet. But those will, right? Those will follow. I think with as soon as we get few more people, I think would be nice. Yeah, we can add feature one by one. I agree, but are we still a long way to getting U4? Yeah, I think we are. I think it's still a long way. I mean, depends how much I work on it, but even if I work like every night 4 hours, I think it's still very far away. I think mostly depends on who works on it, and in particular, what I want to say that we already had some people joining and helping a bit, right? So we had some people interested. We got some people interested in the live streams, and the live streams I'm doing, and a few may actually help for real, right? Like there is a guy Cyborg. I don't know if you are listening, but it seems that to me that you are kind of doing some stuff, you know, and actually working on the art side, trying to convert some assets and helping us in this thing, right? Helping me on the code. I ask questions, and one guy which is interested in the art side and is converting some of our assets from 3ds Max to Blender Yes, I think what I would like to do, I would like to completely abandon 3ds Max if we can, because it's too costly. Upgrades are costing a lot, and we don't have the money, say, inside this game at the moment. So, and I don't want to put money myself just randomly like this. So I think that I mean, I really want. Yeah, we can just abandon 3ds Max completely if Blender is proving to be a good tool, right? I like to abandon, yes, 3ds Max completely if Blender is a real alternative. It seems to be. I mean, it seems to be a real alternative. I've seen, but we need more tests, right? But we need more tests on it. Mainly what I'm concerned about on the Blender side is the animations. I mean, being able to port all our animations without getting, and our skeletons, right? Even if I would say those are so old that we could even redo them completely. So we could just decide fuck the animations and we just redo them completely and that's it. But if there is a compatibility, I prefer, because again, I don't want to spend too much at the beginning to really redo what we already have. Right? I think redoing what we already have is so. It's not great. So maybe so yeah. Oops. What did I do? So the idea is to reuse for now as much as possible from the current PS and then remake, improve later on. So I don't want to be in a cycle where I have to completely change the stuff and invent new stuff, because I think I will get stuck, you know. I will get stuck. It will be too much work and I cannot do it. Right? I want to take few pieces. I mean, some pieces, move it to Unreal Engine, keep the graphics the same, and then, I mean, when we are fully on Unreal Engine, I think that changing one character or changing the graphics, I mean, would be much easier, right? It would be much easier. So improving piece by piece as we go, right? So imagine having current PS in Unreal and then starting to improve each piece, right? So we can play while we improve it. Exactly. So that's the point. So I would like to be able to play. I mean, not me because I'm rarely playing, but let's say I would like the players to be able to play while we are improving the game, so that we do it a piece by piece, right? So we do it chunk by chunk. And I'm expecting a lot of old players to actually come back when we launch the Unreal Engine version. Yes, I'm really expecting a lot of players to come back. I think a lot of players would be interested. Say, hey, let's see what they have. Let's see what they are doing. You know, they really still have their characters in. So because we don't delete the database, so the database will be the same. So that their characters will still be there. They can connect and reuse the characters that maybe they made, I don't know, 2 years ago or 10 years ago or 15 years ago. They are still there. And Sway, do you have access to 3D Studio Max? Because the majority of our player characters are made in 3ds Max. So the first thing we should do, we should try to find a good way to export those to Blender. To me, it's not really easy. I mean, you should go through FBX, and so export FBX, re-import FBX in Blender, and then maybe adjust them. But to me, that operation is extremely risky. So if you want to do that, yes, you need access to 3ds Max 2014 or above. Okay. I think that's pretty much what we are doing. Yes, another thing that we are doing, we are doing, let's say, is to move the test server. So we have a test server where we basically test all the everything, no? Where we add content before it's released, right? So we have a test server where we add some content before it's released. So like new NPC, bosses, etc. And so we test those things there first. first. We are moving this server to a new one. To have more uptime. So because at the moment the server is always offline or often offline, and we want to move it to a place where we can keep it up for more, right? We want to keep it online for more time, and that is actually not happening. But I'm having some issue in actually installing it because the yes, I agree. Yes, it's blowing a lot. We are encountering some issues at the moment with the new server at the moment, but hope to solve it soon. Yeah, I hope to solve it by next week. I think I sent actually an email to Jorit and to Weltal and to Ravna asking for some help, if they can just join in and help, because actually there is something that to me is not very clear, and I think that both Weltal and Ravna and Jorit are more Linux users, and so they have more Linux knowledge. I think they can help me to actually fix that. The major problem at the moment is that the let's say the Crystal Space code base is built on older tools, and so when you install like the latest Ubuntu distro, unfortunately some of those tools are not available anymore, or are maybe newer, so they work slightly differently, and so the tool chain, or anyway the build system the Crystal Space has is like not working anymore. So that's the problem that we are having. This is the main problem we are having. So, but I already have the machine live, right? I already have the machine online, and you can access it from the outside. The problem is that at the moment there's just nothing there, but it's available. So compiling Crystal Space. The problem is compiling Crystal Space. Yeah, I'm getting this error. One error that's very nasty is basically I cannot compile engine.so. Yeah, I was speaking of the test server. Yes, it is. I'm speaking of the test server for the current PS version. For the current yes, for the current PS version. So is this test server that we will have? Yes, that we will. Yes. Then we will have a test server for you. I think it will be the same machine. I think the same machine. I think we can stick both. I think we can have both. They may even go to the same database somehow. I don't know what would happen though. I mean, having two PS servers both working on the same database at the same time, I think it would be a kind of a mess. Yeah, I think it could be a kind of a mess, because when it will not be a mess for the players, but for the NPCs it could be. It could become very messy when you save the state. But if players are connecting one side or the other, maybe Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. The only thing that will fuck this up, will mess up a bit, is the NPCs. I think the NPCs will go a bit crazy. Will go a bit crazy because you will have two. I don't know. I cannot even think about it. It's so weird. If you think to, I think the NPC could really work differently. So like one player will see some. I mean, all the Unreal Engine players will see something. All the old PS will see something else, right? In terms of NPCs moving. So like for the first group, an NPC would be moving left. For another one, would moving right. Right? So I don't know, but it would be fun to see in case. Um, yeah. I don't know. It's possible, I think, but I don't know what happens to the database when you save the stuff. Okay, I think that's all. I would like to continue developing. So I will continue on stream. You are welcome to join and listen. Okay. Yeah, thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. I think it's fun. It's fun to make this game. It's fun to see you playing. I think it's fun. I mean, I like it. We learned a lot. I mean, we learned a lot making this game. We really learned a lot. I mean, there were things that we were not even understanding before, and now we understand. So I think it's very cool. We just have to. We have to just have to do this jump to Unreal. And now my feeling is that it's possible. Right at the beginning, I was unsure, really unsure if it was possible or not. I mean, it was more of a okay, let's try, right? Okay, but now I think is actually possible. So the stream is youtube.com/planeshiftofficial/live, right? Bye. Sorry, I'm just saying bye in the in game. Okay, I will not. It's funny how the drums just go into my head. Okay, I mean remaking all this UI will take some time for sure. But it's okay. I mean, we can make it much better. I mean, we can make it way better. We make it 3D, you know. I mean, each of these screens could be a kind of a 3D thing with particles, and I mean, this is a very old UI. Like, it's still very functional. I mean, very easy and functional and quick. So, I mean, I think it's nice to use. It's nice to click on stuff here. It looks neat, you know. But I think we can do much better. We can really do much better. Make a better UI. Right? Okay. See you boys. Okay, sorry, no, see you boys in the game, but we are back here. So we are back. What I wanted to do is to make this thing functional actually. How do I get, so I have this component, right? On my character I have an interact trigger and interact UI. The interact UI, it should be a widget component, see? It's a widget component. Why it says that it's not a widget component? Interact UI. What is this? Interact UI is a variable. I don't understand what is this. The widget component provides a surface in the 3D environment in which render widget. No. So there is a UI. Cannot edit variable type. Okay, current type widget component. You see? You see? I mean, it's a widget component. So why, when I'm here, it says that I cannot cast it to interact UI? That is very strange. Widget component object reference. reference. Okay, I put it here and I cast it to Interact UI. The warning says Interact UI does not inherit from widget component. What the hell? Is a widget component object reference, boy? I don't understand. I don't understand. If I do get txt response, I cannot connect this to this. There is no way, because it says widget component object reference is not compatible with Interact UI object reference. What I'm doing wrong? What I'm doing wrong, boys? Interact UI. Okay. Get Interact UI is exactly this. I don't know. It seems a bug to me, or I'm not understanding something. He's saying this thing is saying cast to Interact UI will always fail. It's so strange. What does it mean? Cast to Interact. So I can cast to Interact UI. I can cast to Interact UI class. Should I cast to Interact UI class? No, this is a class. I mean, nah, no way. Anyone in the stream has any idea of this? Hello, Alexander. Welcome. Yeah, it is possible. I think it is. I think it is. I think I've proven few points. I mean, during the last months, and I think it's actually possible. I have the feeling it is possible. It is. I mean, I don't see any major stoppers, right? It's just a matter of work. It's just a matter of the time that we put into it. But there is no major incompatibility or any major issue that I see, right, to actually do the porting. I think it's we've proven enough. Now the point that we will have to change a lot of pieces, like most of what is client side has to be changed and remade. That's the point. Okay, I cannot cast this. I mean, we can do it slightly differently. What we could do, we could have another variable that is set whenever the character goes up, but let me just check if there is anything I can change. Okay, this Interact UI. So Interact UI says variable name. Okay. Tooltip category, editable when inherited, yes. Parent socket, no. Materials, user interface, throw sides. Widget class. Widget class, it says Interact UI, right? Interact UI. Let me just try something because I want to understand this better. So if I just do, let's assume I do a create widget, right? Create widget. And I put into this widget our Interact UI, right? So there is a widget. So the return value is a UI object, Interact UI object reference. And now I want to cast it to widget object to widget, right? Yeah, in this case it works, right? In this case it works. I take this and I cast it to widget. The point is why here I have the problem. Interact UI is a widget component object reference. is a widget component object reference. Widget component object reference. Interact UI object reference. Yeah, I think the difference is the component thingy. It's the component thingy that is fucking me. The component thingy is not what I want. Widget component object reference, you see? This must be a way to move from the widget component to widget object. I want to cast from this widget component thing to a widget object. Wow, what is this? Create widget blueprint, reference to widget blueprint, add to viewport, blah blah blah, reference to widget. Yeah, so what is this guy's doing is just to keep a variable which is associated to, I don't know, the player character or whatever, and then he's using it here again, right? Which is the best way. The problem is that in our case, it's not that we are creating a widget. We are getting it from the component. Right? You're getting it from the component. So the problem is that I'm coming from the component. It's not that I'm coming from. So I think that is not really explaining. Anyone in the stream has real knowledge and can help me on this would be very nice. Widget component to widget object. Get, basically the question is get widget from widget components, right? So that's what I need. There is the description about widget components. Widget components allow to manifest 3 UI create language more clever in a game world. Widget component is a 3D instance of a widget blueprint you can interact with a game world. Blah 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 blah. Okay, this we know. This we know. This we know. Doesn't tell me anything good. I mean, is a widget component a completely different class than a widget? Probably yes, right? So they are probably going into different, but I need a widget component. I need to interact with the widget components. I need to interact with the widget components. So I need to be able to, can I cast this to widget component to interact UI widget interact UI component, but it's not. Cannot do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. How do I do this? Boys, tell me. How do we do this? Building a 3D menu, widget component owner, floating user component, floating components. Maybe if I look at some of the examples, maybe they are, because the point is just we have to populate it, you know, from code. So it's not, should not be hard. Let's do another thing. Let's do access widget component from blueprints. Okay. So we see can communicate with widget components. I think this guy is my same problem. Not to get an inventory system, try to put the widget components in a player character. I can't find then what is in work to create widget make reference. You need to call get user widget object. Wow. Get user widget object on your widget component reference first. Wow. Wow, boys. I think that's the answer. I hope so. Get user widget object. Cross your fingers now, all together. Get user widget object. Boom. User widget object reference. Yes. 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 Okay, that's it. Thank you, internet. Okay, so pretty cool. So it is actually possible, and 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 we're doing this. Okay. So let me just remember what we were doing here. We were receiving the information from the server on the answer from the Delmorian lady. We were now here we are searching basically the user object connected to her, so that the pop-up menu, the whatever thing she has next to her, and here we are searching the text inside that widget, and here we are setting the text. Pretty good. I think it is okay. Okay, let's try to save everything. Save everything. Save everything, whatever it is. Right. Save and compile. Save and compile. Okay, good. Now, yeah, I think we should just test it. There is nothing else than test. We should just try to test it out and see what happens. What are you saying? Why use Unreal Engine and not Unity? Yes, we discussed a lot. I think more than already answered, but I think the reason why, meanwhile, I launch the server and we see what happens. Okay, let's just launch server and client. I think the difference between Unity and Unreal is not that big. It's not that big in the sense that both are pretty good and solid engines. Personally, the way Unreal Engine relates to the community is something that I like more, right, than Unity. So I think that in terms of training material, in terms of live streams that they do sometimes, in terms of tutorials and such, and the reaction with the forum and the answer hub, I think it's pretty big. There is a lot of information, so I think that potentially the community is a bit better, and I think they also have a better policy for the market. There is a market where you can buy stuff like 3D assets and such. Sometimes they also release some free items to the market. Like recently they released pretty nice cave textures and models. But I would say it's not a huge difference. It's just a bit of a flavor, you know. It's like, do you want to eat, I don't know, a lemon candy today or an orange candy today? I mean, they're both nice. Depends a bit on what you want, but there is no good and bad about them. I think that Unity, I mean, we could probably do the same Unity as we do in Unreal Engine, but I mean, one differentiator I think is this blueprint system, which at the beginning it was looking to me like it was a real just a marketing, you know, kind of a marketing thing. While now it seems to me that it is much more than marketing, right? So the thing that I showed you before, where you could program just by dragging lines, you know, just by dragging lines on screen, and that's a very powerful. I was thinking it was just a marketing thing, more for you know, for the looks than for real. But actually, it's very usable. I mean, it's very usable, and I really like it. It cannot be used for everything, maybe, even if they say that they did whatever Age of Conan. I think they did it. They said they did like the majority all in blueprints, but I don't know. You may become a bit messy if you, but yeah, it's cool. Okay, we are here. You see now the 3D. Obviously, this is not what we want in the final game, right? But I think it's a good example. Is a good thing. So we have our widget, our interact widget, which is the one you've seen before in Unreal. Let me make it a bit bigger, maybe. And this widget now also has two other elements. One is a text block, which unfortunately I forgot to change the default, but now it's called text block. Should be empty. And one is an edit box. So here I can type whatever I want. The funny thing is that it's in 3D, so it rotates across. It's pretty cool. I like this. For example, this one was not possible in the old plane shift. But yeah, so the point is that we can say hi to her, right? When I press this icon, the talk icon, we will use all the code that we did in the last few days. Right? I think you should give it a try. Yes, I think it's pretty cool. Just to learn it, it's pretty cool. I don't know. Let's say what you are doing in life, if you are a programmer, or if you are an artist, or if you are just something completely different. But if you are willing to learn an engine, I think Unreal is pretty cool. Okay, anyway, we have this hi. We click on the icon and we see what happens. Okay, let's go. Nothing. Okay, I was hoping for more. So the hi didn't generate anything. Let's try Enkidukai. Enkidukai. Why we didn't get our Anzue? We should have been. Talk interaction hi, talk interaction Enkidukai. Don't care about the error, it's just because I printed this way so I can see them easy, okay? But the distance, fuck it. The distance, we forgot it. You remember that we were saying yeah, the distance was not triggering, so we cannot do it this way. Okay. We forgot the distance. That's fine. We can fix it. So basically, we have a check for distance. The weird thing is that it seems that the distance is like 13 meters or so. Let me try to do this. Let's upgrade the distance to like 50 meters. It's actually in centimeters at the moment, so we should do like 5,000 or 50,000. No, 5,000. 5,000 is 50 meters, right? So what is it? What is that? There is a max distance something somewhere. I don't remember where. We have it in our do we have it here? Yes, this one, max NPCDialog this. So this one is no more as it was in the old plane shift, so we should change it. You see, now it's 10. Okay, so we can say it was 10 meters in old plane shift. Now it's now in centimeters in Unreal Engine. So basically, yes, we are saying that we can talk only if we are 10 centimeters from her, which is not a good idea. If the problem is that I checked and the number that was coming out was like 1,300, the distance, which is pretty weird. I don't know if it takes the camera. Let's try to do 2,000, okay? 2,000 is a distance, and we see how much it is. So this would be like 20 meters, right? 20 meters. 2,000 centimeters should be 20 meters, right? I don't know why. So maybe it takes the camera position, because the camera is actually positioned behind us at a pretty good distance. And so maybe that's why. But let's test. Let's test and see. You are a programmer? Well, if you are a programmer, I think you should. I mean, it's so much fun. It's so easy. I mean, if you take some of the basic examples that they have on the launcher, right? They tell you, okay, create an arcade game. You can create an arcade game in like 2 hours. Okay. Well, excluding the art maybe, because the art you have to change it. But if you want to make a multiplayer game where every character spawns in a room, and in this room they have to run around and take objects, and the objects are respawning, every 2 seconds, and maybe there is one object that is damaging them and an object that is healing them, and they lose health every 3 seconds, right? And so they have to take only the healing ones. If they mess up, they take the other one, they lose health, and the one that remains alive wins, right? If you want to do a game like this, and you already know Unreal Engine, obviously, so you have to know the engine first, but I think it's like, I don't know, 4 hours, excluding the art. Like, it's very easy, super easy. If you want to do an MMO, well, that's not exactly like 2 people running in a room. So that's why it's taking us a lot, but it's also the fact that we didn't really work on this for real, So in the last 2 years, well, let's say that I worked on it like in 2015 when we actually said we are going to work on it. I worked quite a bit. I ported most of the server piece, and so I don't know how many hours, but anyway, I worked on it many hours, like 300 hours or something like this. I work on it quite a bit. Then I completely stopped. I just did very, very little things. And now I restarted. And usually when I start to do something, I do it. So yeah, now I restarted, and I think I have a good feeling that we are moving forward. Hello, lady. Hello. Okay, so now we changed our max distance. So when I say hi, in theory, let me just increase this thing. What did I do? Okay. When I say hi, I don't know why the text is so small, but I think we can change it anyway. When I say hi, something should happen. Fuck, nothing happens. Is this camera more than 20 thingies? I don't think so. More than 2000? And so it's not answering anything? Maybe hi is not, maybe she doesn't answer to hi. I know she answers to Enkid, okay? Because this is the test we did before. But it still seems it doesn't work. So I think we have to debug the server side to see why. It's weird though, I was expecting this to work. Also, we don't see, let me just check, we don't see server side. Where is the server side? We don't see. No, we don't see the answer getting printed out. So there is something not working. I think it's still the distance. But man, we made it. We said 20. I mean, what should I do more than this? Why, by the way, this thing is so messed up when I run around it, and she's not in the best place, huh? Let's try like this. The camera is very close, right? No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, fine, no problem. I was expecting it to work, but it's okay. So let's do this. Let's launch the server in debug. We already have our breakpoint, so everything is set up. So we can just see what happens, right? We can just see what happens. And the client is no problem. The client we can just launch normally. And yes, the client we can just launch normally and see what happens. Hello, whoever joined. Welcome to the stream. We are trying to get the interaction with the NPC working. At the moment, seems that we are close, but it's not working yet. It's not working yet. Also, this lady is in the most dark place I could ever choose, but unfortunately that's the way it is. Okay, so we say hi. No, we say Enkidukai. Let's say Enkidukai, which is the one we know it works. We say Enkidukai and we press on the talk button. As soon as I press this, now that we have a breakpoint server side, the server will stop and we can debug it. Okay. Okay, we can debug it. So let's see. Max this. Let's see if we go through this check. The distance is 13,000. Holy fuck. Okay, that's the problem. 13,000? Really? Wow, how can be 13,000? How can be 13,000 centimeters is 130 meters. How can I be 130 meters away from her, from the freaking this get distance? You know, this get distance is saying that I'm 135 meters away from her. Makes no sense. So probably this function is broken. But okay. Let me see if it changes though. It was 135, right? Let me see if I go away, because maybe it's not. If I go away a bit, let's go away a bit and see if it's number change, because maybe it's just not working. So distance now is 135.90. 135.90. 135.90. Let me move again. Let me go like here. Here in a different position. Now is 135. It's always the same. 135.90. That is our trouble. Okay, so we will skip it for a second and then we fix it. Okay, so I will just skip it. So we'll say in Enkidukai. Let me put it a bit. Let me make it a bit bigger. I will just keep the distance check in the code. So I will just skip this. Go down here and just execute. And we see what happens. Boom. Holy moly. We just break it. Okay. We broke it. Something exploded. It exploded while I was trying to type in the response, which actually was the right response, because you see the response is Enkidukai are a feeling ray, so it was actually getting the right response. Now why it is failing? Why it is failing? Because the script is empty, maybe. Buffer found. Let's check the buffer. The buffer is found response 49, ki for trigger and Enkidukai with last response -1, and what? Can I see it all? Why I can't see it out this way? Okay, thank you. So it's getting it off anyway, so I cannot see it all. Okay. In quest ID -1. We are crashing on the printout, which is pretty fun, but we are crashing on this printout. I think there is something going crazy here. Response, get response. So give me just a second. Let's check this function, what they do. Get response. Ah, crap. This is a const char coming back. That's why. There is a const char coming back. It's not an f string, so that's why. Okay, so yeah, we need to nc to tchar this thing, and then we need to Is it the same for response script? Or we can just change them to f strings. Maybe it's easy. This one is an f string, but the one in the middle is not. Right? So yeah. There is a kind of a bug here. It's fine. It's fine. NC2T char. I just don't know if this one will be enough or if he wants also the dereferencing. I don't remember because I did it so many times that I forgot. I mean, I did it in so many different ways. Is there another f string anywhere? Just checking in the code if there is another place where I did something similar. Like here, for example, right? Because printf is similar to the ulog. Yes. So you just need to nc2 char without. Okay, I think we are good. I think we are good as I did it now. We still have the problem of the 135 meters, but okay. Okay, the server is up. Client will start again. Alexander, if you want to help us, you are very welcome. I give access to the sources to whoever is interested in helping. So we will keep the sources open source, I think. Yes, I think we will. So open source doesn't mean automatically GPL or something like this. Also because GPL is not compatible with Unreal. But we can, but we keep it in a way that. And Kidukai, so I speak with her. I just have to skip this, and then I F5, F5. Oh my god, something bad happened. Look at this, boys! Look at this, boys! She answered. She's alive. There is an historical moment. There is an historical moment, boys. There is an historical moment. We need our GG. GG! GG! Pretty cool. She answered. Now, if I say hi, does she answer anything or not? This I don't know. Apart from the distance, which is completely fucked up. But does she answer anything? She answers hello player name. Okay. she answers like this because at the moment we are not yet executing scripts, right? Or doing substitutions the proper way, I think. Even if yeah, I think so. But even if we are using the full set of code of the old plan shift for this answer, except the execution script and the maybe it's in the execution script that is doing the substitution. Right? It could be, but she answers. She answers. What if I say you are cute? If I say you are cute, apart from the distance, which we are going to fix right now, and apart from the fact that my she says you're speaking strangely, please rephrase. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, boys. Yes, very happy about this. Very happy about this. So let's try to fix this distant thing. Okay, so we can maybe speak with her a bit more fluently. Why the distance is so fucked up? Why it says that I'm 135 meters away? Why? So get distance to, I think is, if you go to the Unreal Engine documentation, get distance to returns the distance from this actor to other actor. So I mean, you know, sounds like the right one. Sounds like the right one. Now, which actors are we passing through? So we can maybe print out the positions. I don't know. Let's print out the position just to see. So let's go here. What did I do? Okay. Let's go here and print out the position. So print out position temporary temp test. Okay. So NPC. There is a get position. I hope. Get position? No. There is a get coordinates? No. There is a get whatever. How do I get the position? Current position? No. Position something? No. How do I get a position of this guy? Plane sheet per. Oh my god. I know what is the problem. I know what is the problem already. I don't have to print out anything. Do you see what I'm passing here? I'm passing the planeship player controller. So the planeship player controller is not actually what we have to pass here. What we have to pass here is me, which is the pawn. So yeah. Okay, let's try again. I think it was only this. I think I was passing in the one. How do I exit from this game? There is no menu, no exit button, no anything. This game sucks. Joking. Okay. So let's do what? Let's recompile and launch it again and see if we get a better distance now. Yeah, Venal, I'm very happy to see that because it means that our code, our server-side code is actually working, you know. So if I plug in now, I mean, if I just load the planeship database from production and I ask any question to any NPC, I mean, okay, I don't have all the NPC loaded, but let's assume that I load Arnquist and I ask him any question, he will answer exactly like in the old planeship, except probably this translation of player name or whatever, but the logic is the same, the code is the same, so it's pretty good, and it's ported, so ha ha ha. I think it's time for a song. Let's see. So we go like this. It's time for a song. Fountain always there, huh? With the volume of Niagara Falls, always there. This music is called Time of Choices. Time of Choices, boys. Okay. So, okay. Say hi. Let's see what is the distance now. 125. Much better. Much better. 125. So if I move a bit, like here, Let's say hi again. F10. 238. Perfect. It's working now. Okay. So the distance we sorted out. Pretty cool. 135, 238. What is that? 238 centimeters. So 2 meters, right? So 2 meters. 2 meters. So how much do we want this to be? 10 meters maximum? I don't know. 10 meters maximum? Yeah, 10 meters. 10 meters. So if it's 10 meters, it's 1000, right? What is this thing? Defined. 1000. Do 1000, okay? 1000. It was 10 meters in LPS. It's 9 centimeters. Okay, 1000. Perfect. You see that is writing some weird stuff here, like setting last response 1 is actually completely fucked up in the code. I don't know why. Setting last response 1. I think again because there is an F string and we are not dereferencing it properly. Come on, IntelliSense, you can do it. Come on, IntelliSense. You can do it. Yeah, this is a const char, yeah. So this one should be just MCPT char and that's it. Well, you can make a server option, yes, for sure. Let's say it's something that you said once and you never change for the rest of your life, but I mean, it's not that you're going to change the distance of the... But anyway, maybe you can, I don't know, maybe you will. I mean, we never did it, we just placed 10 there one day, and then we left it there forever. No one knew was even configurable. Current player set last response. Okay, so this one is correct. Then we have the same problem here. Music is going on, huh? The next one. We can stop it. Okay, so this one was printing something bad. This one also. Is there anything else? Last response for quest. And just these 2 lines, right? Yeah. Just these 2 lines. Okay. Okay, I think it's good. I mean, the UI is not the greatest. I understand, but we will change it later, right? So now we don't care. We'll make a nice UI, whatever it is. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So let me just recompile now that we have our distance correct, and we remove those 2 last bugs, right? And we can try to launch it outside the editor and see if everything runs smoothly. I think it does. And then we can chat. I don't know what you want to do next, but I think they're pretty good. I mean, I don't know. We can even end here for today. We achieved a pretty good result. You spend a lot of time making making UI looks nice with their own art. Best not throw much of it away. You mean the old? You mean the one that are in Planeship now? The one that are in the old client? I don't know how much we can reuse on that. Really. I don't know. I mean, we can, but I don't know if it's the right decision. I don't know. We have to think about it. But I mean, that UI was made so long time ago, you know, and was thinking really 2D. I mean, it's really thinking 2D. I don't know. New UI can be maybe 3D based. I don't know. It can be. I don't know. I don't know. But 3D user interface game. 3D user interface game. You see? There is in 3D. I mean, you look around and this thing moves, or things like this. I don't know. We can. Maybe it depends also on the type of game. If you have just few items, maybe a UI like this makes sense. If you have an MMO when you have hundreds of items, maybe I don't know, dozens of items, maybe a UI like this is a mess to use, and so it's better to go with the one that we have. So to go with a more simpler and cleaner UI. But anyway, the UI will have to be redone. UI has to be redone anyway, so we can think about it maybe before, before putting it in. There is Dead Space. I love this game. I really love this game. Dead Space. Really like it. Very cool. Okay, anyway, let's go back. Okay, we compiled. No, we cannot compile because the client. No, I compiled and relaunched already. Yes, I think I did. Okay. So we're on a client. We log in. We go there. Go there. You go there, you say, hey, now you can speak. Now you can speak, lady. And say hi. Let me make it. I don't know why the font is so small. The font is incredibly small. Maybe we're going to change that. But say hi. Why have this beep beep, by the way, on my PC? When she speaks, because we are still printing some super shit. We are still printing something that is not printable. We are printing on the server side. We're still printing some shit. Sending last response 1. Hello P something, and then it doesn't work. Why? I think I did nc2char, right? nc2char of a string that is const char pointer. It should be right. It should be okay. I don't understand why you're still complaining. If it's wrong here, I mean it is wrong also in the other places. But anyway, she answers, who cares? Hey, what do you think about Enkidu, guys? Do you like Enkidu, Kai? Do you like Enkidu, Kai? I think that do you like is messing it up a bit. Enkidu, Kai. And Kirkai are a feeling race. Yeah. Yeah, still fucking up here in the printout. But basically it works, okay? So now obviously there is the test database. I mean, so it's the dummy database, the one that has basically no answers, right? So she cannot really say much because we don't have anything loaded. But if we plug in the real PlaneShift database, she will be able to answer a lot of questions. Maybe I can do it just for fun, but let me see what else she can say. She has general, I mean, greetings, yes, and how about you? Maybe she has about you. I don't know if she has about you. Well, how are you? About you? No, she doesn't have it. How are you? No, this one she doesn't have. She doesn't have. There is a gold ore. What is this gold ore? Gold ore. What is it? Gold ore. What is this? There is the answer from mail ranking trigger KA. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry, just a test database. So we only have stupid answers just to test that things are working. Okay, so we will we change it later, but it seems okay to me. Doesn't seem extremely quick. I mean, it takes time to actually. No, alright. We may do some performance checks later, but it seems okay. I want to fix this thing. Found response. So yes, the printout that we do here is messed up. This ANSI2 char is not correct. So let me try to search. Let me try to see the internet, what the internet is saying. But I think I messed up something. EUlog ANSI2 char. I just need an example. I just need an example. EUlog ANSI2 char of code. Where code is what? Where code is? We don't know. Anyone has an idea? If there's any unreal people here? Is any of you unreal? Tell me. Why am I? Well, what if we just change it to freaking f string and fuck it? Because the other one is already an f string, so I think we can just change it to f string. Get response number. You see, we are converting it here anyway, so get response number, get response, go to definition. Let me just check if we are working with f strings. Yeah, we are working with f strings, and then we are converting everything back. So it is so stupid. It is so stupid. Everything should be an f string here. Everything should be an f string, and we can remove all these thingies. Yeah, I think it's much better. So we just do it once. I want to go back and back, and back. Oops, forward. Okay, so here we can just do. Now we can just do star of this, and we can just do star of this. So we avoid doing double conversion, okay? Because now there were still some methods in the old code. They were still const char and not cs string or f string. So I think we can just do it this way. I don't know if it will compile, but that's fine. Let's see. We can just compile it and see what it complains and fix it. It's pretty cool. I'm very happy we got an answer from that. Very happy because it is proving, let's say, that it is possible and that we are proceeding. So it's pretty nice. Yeah, go to the definition, please. IntelliSense. I hate this IntelliSense on. Get response. So here we go f string again. And here we go f string again. And here we go, yes, f string. Also this we'll have to, okay, anyway. This one we will do it later. Let's say let's fix only the things that we use, okay? And then we will fix the others as we arrive there. So now, I mean, this works basically, right? This works. Now the question is, what should we do next? What should we do next? What is the next achievement we want to reach? We want to get. What is the next thing that we want to get? Do we want to have quests working? because the evolution of this is having quests working, even in a stupid way. Like the UI is not perfect, but like I get a list of choices. I click on one choice, and I can execute the quest. Or we can fix the player name. Well, fixing the player name I think is easy. I mean, the dollar player name I think is pretty much. I don't think it's big. Even if you may go through the execute script. If he goes through the execute script, there may be another major thing to do. I mean, like it will take a lot, but it's fine. I mean, we are here to suffer, so I think it's fine. I mean, we can. Oh, you commit a reduction of the volume on your own fountain. Nice. Yeah, I did it on my side as well a few times. I don't know if I have that checked out. By the way, there was Matthias saying, there was this guy, Matthias, which sometimes is here, but is here later because I think he's from US, which was saying that there is a way to actually integrate Subversion into the editor, and then so being able to check out, check in from the editor, which is okay. But then he was saying that doing it this way, you get basically a way to diff also the U assets, which would be very cool. Okay? Because now, I mean, like the level is a blob for us, right? So it's a single file. Whatever you do, I have no idea what you change. So now you told me that you changed the fountain, but I have no idea. I mean, I will never discover it. I cannot diff. I cannot see what is the difference, right? And he was saying that if you integrate SVN directly in the editor, you get a bit more information. I don't know how much, but I think you get more information. We can search the web for it and see. Okay, what did I do? I fixed the messages. Okay. While it restarts, let me just search this thing. Unreal Engine, SVN integration U assets. Because I really want. I mean, that would be so powerful. Setting up SVN, blah blah blah. Okay, you do regular, okay. Local network, secure, cloud. Okay, checking out the local copy. Yeah, Tortoise SVN. I don't want to use Tortoise. I want to use the one that is integrated. Okay, because it tells you first to check in like this, and then you connect it to the Unreal Editor. So you connect to Unreal Editor, choose Subversion, that's it. Okay, and then no explanation of what it does. Was expecting a bit more from these guys, but okay, it's only telling you that how to do it, but it doesn't tell you the benefit of it, right? Maybe easier. Maybe easier. Source control inside. Checking out file. Check out. Loading and saving. I check out. Check out assets. Market for addition. Submit to source control. I want to know if I can diff. That's the only thing I want to know. Deleting files, adding files, syncing files. That's very nice, but level files. Level can be managed in source control like any other asset with the counter browser. However, levels can also be worked via the level browser menu, which contains options for source control for the source sub menu. Diff against depot. Diff against depot. This is something that I really like. It doesn't tell you what it does, but diff against depot, I think is what we want. If it's a US, is only for levels, or is well, anyway, levels is fine. Would be nice to have it on any U asset, so that also when you're changing a texture, I know what you did. Should we go YouTube? Let's check who is Unreal, okay, apart from us. Unreal Engine 4. Maybe it's just us, you know? Unreal Engine 4. And it's only us. Yes. So 100% of the YouTube gaming viewers, if they search Unreal Engine, they come to our channel. So nice. Means that we are in the wrong place? Probably. Do we care about it? No. It's pretty cool. There was a Russian guy up to a few days ago, but now he disappeared. So if someone search, maybe I want to Unreal something. You see, on YouTube, it's only us. If you go on Twitch, I think it's much more people, but we may move to Twitch later on, I don't know, but no, it's fine. Okay, what are we doing? I forgot what are we doing. Are we just testing the thingy? Just testing the printouts because we don't want to hear a beep beep all the time. Okay, I'm just testing that, huh? I mean, it's not the best feature ever, but I'm definitely missing some diffuse light here, huh? Hello, lady. Hi. I should do it that I can press enter and it works, but hello, player name. Kirukai. Ah. I say, hey, bitch. You're speaking strangely. Please rephrase. Yeah. Okay, good. I think we tested everything we wanted to test on this thing. I think what we can do, we can check it in Subversion. I think it's pretty much working. So it's pretty much working. Now someone should work on the UI maybe and make it prettier and whatever. But I think it's cool. I think it's cool. We did a good thing. We did a good thing. Yes, let's check it in Subversion. Maybe I go. What time is it now? It's pretty late, so maybe we just end the stream here. Yeah, maybe. What do you think? Tomorrow's Monday. Gonna go really. It's too late tonight, but it was nice. It was nice, boys. We did some stuff. We proceeded. We are one step closer to having plane shift on Unreal. One step closer, my friends. One step closer. Okay. So let me check in this in Subversion. I can also do it offline. Wait. Let's just do it with you. So I do SVN commit. I place my current character here just to look nice. We don't need this. We 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 don't need this. We 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 need all of this. All the code. All the code. Yes. Is there any new file? Any new file that I put in? I have to check in. What is this scripts icons? Script icons? I don't know. Yes, this can be deleted. No problem. No, nothing else. So I think we are good. So we should just describe what we did. So we say completed the interaction menu, the talk interaction. Yeah. Sometimes I press the Windows key. Completed the talk interaction function. You can click on it and it will send the text to the server and get an answer. Right? Nice. Did we do something else? Well, I think that here there was much more because I didn't check in few days, but we moved some functions from gem actor to, let's say moved some functions from gem actor to APS character as gem actor doesn't exist anymore. Okay, fine. Cool, boys. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and next week I'm traveling a lot, so I will be out for a long time. I will be out from Monday to Tuesday to Thursday. From Monday to Thursday. I don't think I will be able to stream in that time at all, unfortunately. I may be able to do something offline, but it's very hard, nearly impossible. So I think that we will restart on Thursday of next week. Maybe I can already schedule the live. Yeah, I think I can already schedule the live thingy. And yes, I will put it in our calendar, and so that we restart like today. Today we started at 9, I think, right? No. We restarted at 9, but we started at 4 actually. So, but anyway, I will put in the calendar. So thanks for joining, and have a good night, and speak to you soon. And I leave you with any Planeshift song, just to have a nice picture at the end of the thingy, and that's it. Bye bye.